Hello, good morning, guys. Welcome back.
The vehicle, it uses what we call the microsonic energy device. The microsonic energy device, it is the device that I personally invented in 2009, which harness radio frequencies, converted it into energy. As you know, radio frequencies, they are measured in nanovolts, meaning to say they are less than a volt. They are just like nothing, but we find a way of harnessing it through the creation of the 70% of the components in the microsonic energy, which I've tailor-made, which I've designed.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. This is Dr. Cool. In this video edition here, I decided I want to react to a very rare video clip that Maxwell Chikumbutso reviewed the self-powered car before the president of Zimbabwe, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, in the State House. So let's watch this very video, and I'll tell you my own critical analysis.
So those are the components that enable the radio frequency to be transferred into pure useful energy, and this is the first time in the world. With that technology, it violates the laws of energy in thermodynamics, and also the first law of energy as well.
So they wanted to arrest him for changing physics.
Yeah, yes. Even when we tried to file a patent, they said we are violating the natural laws of physics. So it's not an industrial applicable. We decided to take the trade secret route after that. So with this car, you can also use it to power your house. It is a moving generator. When you drive from work back to your home, you can connect your power cable, then you can power your house. It gives you 15 kilowatts power to power your house. And the vehicle itself, it has got 160 kilowatts electric motor, which gives you a torque of about 320 to 380 Newton meters of torque. That means it's fast. And we are talking of horsepower of around 215 horsepower. So when we compare this car with the same cars of this model, like the Toyota Urban Cruiser, you will see that this is efficient in everything. When you talk of load, our car doesn't weigh much. It weighs 1,405 kgs only. When you talk of an urban cruiser, you're talking of about 1,800. So that means you can carry extra baggage in the vehicle. Top speed is 220 kilometers per hour. Yeah, which is fast. It has got two driving modes. We have got the sport mode, which will give you 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 2 seconds. That is very, very powerful. Then we've got what we call a normal driving mode. When you want to drive like in town, you can select that one so that it won't give you a lot of torque. The vehicle, it is highly, it is a technological marvel to say, because it has got so many things that you can find only on big cars such like Mercedes-Benz, Range Rovers. We've got 3D cameras, we've got a pedestrian braking system. It has got sensors, and it uses a radar. So if you're driving like in town, someone then steps in the road, the vehicle will automatically brake itself. Reverse, it does the same. It has got a reverse radar, which enables the driver to see his surroundings. And also, if you fail to brake, it brakes self-parking, self-driving as well. Then we have
To interrupt you guys a little bit, I am not seeing Nigerian PR here. I'm not seeing Chimba. It's a Simba Chimpanzee or Chikanza. Sorry, I didn't get that name well. And I am not seeing any inconsistencies. He've actually stressed on this before, and he has been saying it exactly the same thing. That when you buy the car, when he was actually launching the car, he was literally saying, if you buy the car, you don't need a generator. And that is the brutal fact the mainstream media don't want you to know, because it is a terrible marketing. It is a demarketing strategy for the Western fossil fuel multi-million dollar industry. Let's go on.
What we call the lane encroachment avoidance system. When you're driving like on highway, you are tired, you can just press the button for lane encroachment avoidance system. The car will start to steer itself and brake itself with maintaining the same speed that you have set in the vehicle. So those kind of specifications, you can only see them on higher end cars. But we said no one to make a car for Zimbabwe, a car that is cheap but with the best technologies that you can get on high end cars. So basically those are the technical parts of the vehicles. Braking system, we've got ABS and EPD, which is the electronic brake force distribution system. For example, if you're driving at high speed, you hit your emergency brakes, you don't have to touch even the steering. The car will never steer, it goes straight. Usually those technologies are used on sports cars, the racing cars, but we managed to adopt those technologies and put in the vehicle. The other thing that I want to talk about, we have developed a smart locking system. We call it a proximity locking system, where we are using a Doppler effect principle, where we calculate the changes of a frequency in a wavelength. That changes, the car will determine where the car is, so you don't have to lock your car physically. The moment you close the doors, starting to walk from the vehicle, it automatically lock itself. It understands where the key is. When you are coming, it understands that the key is also coming back. Then I must unlock.
This is the epicenter of everything that literally obliterate every Western gimmicks technology. Are you guys actually paying attention on what's going on? This guy packed the whole features you often see in most luxury cars, which they flog with a lot of money. And here, he revealed one of the deepest secrets why the Europeans, Americans, the French, you name them, are betting on trying to force Africa into subjugation, because they know there is something that Africa have that the rest of the world doesn't. Africa is ready to give the world firsthand equality at affordable price, something China can't do. Something that is so hard for Chinese to do. A lot of people often mistake China that is because of people's demand. No. It has gotten so bad. China has tested the forbidden fruit of cheap product that it is now so hard for them to actually make a product that is going to be quality at affordable price. It is not because people are hunting for cheaper product. I have approval of whatever I'm saying here. Now, some weeks ago, I bought this. I want to be using to repair smartphones. This is exactly what the Chinese man shows on the picture and advertised. I've witnessed it more than 3 times. When I ordered for it, do you know what came? What came was very horrible. It was a very terrible, poor quality. I have to order this again, but this time from US. And this is the one I got from US, and this is the quality that I needed. So China is not doing it based on people and if we check at the price I got it from US and China, they are literally the same. So China is now so desperate to make money at all costs, to live that flash lifestyle, scamming people. That's the reality. That's the fact. I want any China. I have bought different products from China, and I've come into understanding that it is very tough for these people. And the West knows that Africa can actually rival China when it comes to industrialization, because we have the resources beneath our feet. We have a colossal population, even despite the fact that it's not up to China, but at least the resources, the mineral resources which we have, which we don't need to buy, which is underneath our soil, is more than enough to give us that upper edge above China. They knows that. That is why they're trying everything possible to cripple Africa. Now here, this guy just packed a whole lot of buffet into this very car here. It's talking about features, advanced features which you see on car. Now, before I forgot, I was about to tell you guys something here. Mercedes, Volkswagen, most German cars, and I'm selling Asians are doing what you have been perceiving in the mobile game before, where you pay in order to reach another level to activate a turbo, to activate fast throttle response and more power and more boost, and this time at a subscription base. I want you guys to check for it. So they knew they are coming whenever they are acting movies. It is something that they are going to implement if already not already implemented. And if it is something that you are playing on a video game, it is something they are warming up to. It's not just a game, and they are proving it. And they know that we are the only uppercut to actually put them in their position. That is why they're fighting Africa so hard. And this is the typical example.
Encroachment avoidance system. When you're driving like on highway, you are tired, you can just press the button for lane encroachment avoidance system. The car will start to steer itself.
Wow.
Itself with maintaining the same speed that you have set in the vehicle. So those kind of specifications you can only see them on
Look at how slick that looks, guys. Oh my goodness.
A car that is cheap but with the best technologies that you can get on high-end cars. So basically those are the technical parts of the vehicles. Braking system, we've got ABS and EPD, which is the electronic brake force distribution system. For example, if you're driving at high speed,
whoa, bro is talking about autonomous driving here. So we are not just self-powered, we are diving into the autonomous territory. Seriously?
Smart locking system. We call it
this is crazy.
Proximity locking system, where we are using a Doppler effect principle, where we calculate the changes of a frequency in a wavelength. That changes, the car will determine where the car is, so you don't have to lock your car physically. The moment you close the doors, starting to walk from the vehicle, it automatically lock itself. It understands where the key is. When you are coming, it understands that the key is also coming back. Then I must unlock the right doors or the left doors according to the calculations of the frequency. So it's a unique application that we put in the vehicle as well.
Is there any other vehicle in the world?
With this technology, no, this is the first vehicle.
Wow.
Yes, Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Questions?
Your Excellency.
About in 3 million. They say, let them eat like 3 million. Come here, we eat sons.
And he also told us that he never went far with the school. He just did all levels. Form 2.
Yes. But he's more educated than engineers.
So the launch, obviously you will crash it.
Yeah. All this from the time he began doing these things, I've been supporting him.
Yes.
We hear also that there's a television.
Yeah, he was making television in my house. And they can have a television, and there's no wire. We can listen to all stations which we want on tarmac.
Just hang it there and...
Not hang, just stands here.
You heard that right? I hope you guys catch that right. Did you hear what I said? They said he did all this, dropping out Form 2. Form 2 means JS2 for most of you guys in the West. And he is more educated than the engineers. Well, I am not even looking at he's more educated than the engineers. He's more educated than the professors with a bunch of degrees. That's the reality.
Wire around it. And you can put, you can log in any station you want. in the world. He does. He's been doing this now. I'll bring that in.
That's good.
Record that exists in the world. There's no other in the world. This is the only record in the world that is here in Zimbabwe. And this young Zimbabwean. He's so gifted, you won't believe it. When he first came to talk.
Now, when you hear the president promoting doing a commercial, this is not the Elon Musk, Donald Trump thing. No. When Africa decided that they want to do something, they do it genuinely. And that is what you're seeing from His Excellency Emerson Nagagwa right here. And for Maxwell, I can also explain this, that this is a typical African culture where kids goes to hunting and they find a catch. What do they often do? They don't roast it and eat it there and call it fun. No, they bring it home to daddy. And that is exactly what Maxwell has done. So this man, the president here, is much more excited that he looks in person. That is why he's even advertising him before the press conference, before the dignitaries, and before the security and everyone, right before the media, because this is a licensed media that covered this for the record. So when the West are busy saying this is hoax, this is scam, I know they are fuming out of hatred. They are fuming out of envy, jealous of highest order, because that is what they do best when you leapfrog them in their own game. Since they don't want to provide a level playing field where we can both do it together, now Africa is leaping ahead, so it doesn't make them feel good. So they have to find a way to suppress it, to create disbelief, to sow seed of doubt within you not to invest, to start seeing him and label him a scam. Now, I was actually thinking, wow, I did a lot of investigation about this very guy here to know if actually he's linked to any some sort of fraud, but it was all a lie because I didn't find any substantial evidence. From the day one, I started rooting for this very guy here. I haven't seen anyone come up to me or drop in my channel or in my DMs or in my email that, look, this is the hardcore evidence. He doesn't have zillions or billion like Elon Musk to bury evidence. But for the fact that I couldn't present it means they are just all scam and a way to silence this guy, silence African ingenuity. So when others are coming out also, I'm hearing the same thing. They are scam, they are hoax. So literally when any brutal technology or tech guy rise from Africa, he is a scam, he's a hoax. Let that sink in. Okay, this is one of the most epic moments for a lot of people who want to see the Cairo trip. For a lot of people who are saying it is not real. This car was driven to the presidential state house in Harare, Zimbabwe, and is getting driven out. It wasn't carried on a tow truck like a show car. No, look at it. And they are still busy cooking destructive pests in the name of skeptics, trolls. Get behind me, Joe. Look at it. Just look at it. Did you hear any noise? So, guys, that is the reality of the self-powered car. And for you guys not seeing Maxwell Chikumbutso, that's why he's been busy. And a lot of you have been complaining, why hasn't the car make it if it is so real? Oh, shit. The ChatGPT 5 now suck. Yeah, because the 4 was very enjoyable, and it says something that upset the West. Choosing Africa, choosing black instead of being white. That sparked a hell of outrage that you are not seeing the bubbles or the blow-ups on the social media. They deal with it silently. And now the voices change, everything is changed. It's now more controlled and more sensitive to, making any sort of statements. It's now being political. When I mean political, it wasn't political when he actually made that very statement about choosing black. This time, when I mean being political, you can ask it the same question, tough question, and in 7 hours, over 7 hours, and it's gonna keep repeating the same thing over and over again and will not give you any single shit. So tell me what you think in the comment section. This is my own epic reaction to this very mind-boggling 3,000 years technology ahead of humanity time, right before your eyes. So I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.